this is just me. I don't want to spend a lot of time over this ball. I'm using, this is the part, when I walk into this ball, I want to be athletic and go. And I go tick, tock, 1, 2, bang.
Everybody, thanks for watching. I'm with Greg Chalmers at the Grand. Hey, how's it going, Greg?
Hey, mate.
Greg is a PGA Tour player. He was on, had some back issues, and now he's coming back faster than ever and making a charge back at the tour. He has some events coming up. He's working with Dr. Scott Lynn at Be Better Golf School. And before we get into putting, which is what we're going to talk about today, talk a little bit about your journey with speed and kind of really, as a guy who used to be like right around 109 or 110, like your career is kind of limited if you're going to stay there nowadays.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with arthritis in my lumbar spine in all 5 joints about 5 years ago. And so part of my journey where I realized I was either going to stop playing or I had to do some things to help with that. So I started getting better at, I do a thing called functional range conditioning, which is joint mobility and strength. And I started working out with a trainer. I started getting better, fit, bigger, faster, stronger. Great. And so I picked up, I've hit 120. We actually hit 120 today in clubhead speed. So that was pretty cool, working with Dr. Scott. But I picked up, I played about 6 mile an hour faster, about 115 clubhead speed. And I picked up from anywhere from I used to be 159, 160 ball speed, and now I play closer to 170, 169. So that's great. Picked up a lot of yardage and all the speed, which is nice. My original plan was just slow down the slowdown as I get older. Yeah. And I actually picked up speed.
Try to maintain.
I just like, at the worst, I can't get slower than this, right? That was my plan.
Yeah.
And so now, I picked up some speed and I'm reaping the benefits of that.
Awesome. But as fast as you are now, you're not known for speed.
No, no.
But you are known for putting. You won the putting stats, strokes gained putting, I think, on the PGA Tour.
Yes, I've done that, yes.
You've done that before?
Yes.
So you're beating the best players in the world, and all of them are trying to be good putters, but you were the best of all of them. What do you think was the separating factor? Not even from like regular golfers, but beyond your peers.
I think I knew what I needed to do to make me successful at putting. I had like a list of like 5 or 6 things that I stayed on top of. I think I prepared very well, and I think I had a lot of confidence in what I was doing. I didn't change a lot in that period. I didn't change putters. I've had the same putter for 20 years. I found one I loved, and so I've stuck with that. And I think it's just a strong history of working really, really hard in that part of the game. Right. And so it became maintenance there for a long time, and I maintained a high level for a period of time.
Greg's going to give me a putting lesson today. But before we do, because I would love to put the bullet points up there because I think this could help people. The 5 things that you like to stay on top
of. So I don't know how many there are, but basically I try and stay off where my eye line is, so where my eyes sit. So I check with a mirror and also check that they're square, because a lot of us spend our golf life with our head tilted. And that's why you can sometimes feel like you're aiming for a right-hander off to the right because your head's tilted looking in that direction. Or
like directly over the ball?
Yeah, no, not necessarily directly over. Mine are just inside. They can be directly over. Okay. But what I'm saying is the eyes are straight.
Right.
So you're not tilted that way. Yes, correct. Yeah. So, and you'll find that has effect in, I used to practice just how I turned my head to make sure I was turning it straight.
Yeah, so when you look at the line, sometimes I'll see people look like this.
Yes, rather than just generally, yes. And so I keep an eye on the eye line, like I said. I'm a big believer from 10 feet and in, particularly on fast greens, lower half stability. I think if you keep the legs stable, if you can manage to, and that'll force the shoulders and the big stuff to control things and work.
Yep.
And so I'll stabilize the lower half as much as I can, and there's different ways I do that. And then I just keep an eye on the path of the putter to make sure it's moving in a little arc for me. I'm not a big believer in straight back and straight through. I don't mind inside and then down the line towards a target.
But a training aid that you use?
I do. I have a training aid by Eyeline Golf that I use, and I have a couple at home. One's called the putter board or putting board, which is invented by Luke Donald and guys over at Northwest University.
Okay.
So I kept an eye on path that way, and then forearms, shoulders all square, lower half. I don't care if you're open, closed, wide, narrow, whatever's comfortable.
But from here up,
from hips up, from shoulders up, shoulders down to your forearms up. Hope everything was pretty square to where you're trying to aim.
Okay.
It's much easier though if your legs are square and your feet are square to stack everything up.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be. You can get it done. I've putted well different ways. I guess is what I'm saying.
All right, so let's work on my putting. First of all, let's see this this putter that you've had for 20 years.
So this is Bobby Grace.
Yeah.
Yes, I've had this for 20 years now. This model, I've gone through 2 of them now. And then
special weight in the back.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know the tech behind it. I do know that he bent this shaft. I like a little bit of toe hang. You see, it's not that's face balance. Mine hangs just a little bit.
Oh, you see, you would think from the design of it there would be seriously toe hang, but it's only a little.
Yeah, he bent it just a little bit. He figured mess with the weights a little bit. And then these grips, I bought the last 60 Royal grips I could find on eBay.
Yeah.
So they're about $6 each.
You cornered the market.
Yeah, they're in my closet at home.
So let me just, before you tell me what to do, I would just love to hear, like, if this was a tournament and you're going here for birdie, like, kind of just put a little microphone in your mind to what you would do here. You've hit no putts on this green.
Right. Which one am I going? The long one or the short one?
Just short one right here, yeah.
So I after I've read from the other side and kind of look from the side on, it's clear we're going downhill. It's clear everything's flowing in that direction. I am very much a look and go. I don't want to spend a lot of time over the golf ball thinking.
Yeah.
I'm one of my catchphrases is don't think, you're not very good at it.
Okay.
So I would, before I go back there and take a look from behind, I would spend some time just getting over the ball. That's usually where your best read is, and I would spend some time just looking down.
So usually the first thing people do is to come back here.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go there first. I would come here first, because here's what I don't want. I don't want you to get any surprises when you get into the golf ball. So this is your time to go, that feels like it's a little flat here and it's breaking late, right? That's your time to have that discussion with yourself and figure out what feelings you're going to have when you get over the ball, because you're getting input the whole time, and you don't want this to be the place where you're getting it just before you hit it, because that creates doubt, right? And so I line the brand name up sometimes. So I would just line up the brand name, and it's I'll tell you why here. I actually
rather than doing it with a Sharpie.
So here's the thing with that. I do the brand name as a guide, because what happens is, as soon as I look down and I see where that's pointed, and I'll check it while I'm here just quickly, and I'll go, okay, that's a little too high, I think, right? So already I'm getting feedback that I've aimed at this too high. All that matters to me is that I can adjust that, but it's giving me the feedback that I want now. I don't need to be perfect here, right? Is my discussion.
Yeah, you see some guys like with the line, and they have the Sharpie on it, like if it's like that and they're like, no, that's not right. And they're like readjusting it 100 times.
So here's my idea on that. On a breaking putt like this, if you rolled it down one of those perfect putter ramps, the combination of speed and lines that you could use is gonna be about this. It's gonna be wide, right? What I'm doing is saying to myself, wherever I'm comfortable aiming, my speed will adjust to that, right? So I'm just trying to find the spot that I can't. It's not an exact thing. I'm not looking to be perfect. I'm just looking at, okay, that feels too high if I hit it there. So I'm going to adjust that and hit it a hair lower, it looks like it's about that far out to me. I roll my eyes down and I go. So I'll just adjust that. All right, and I'll check that again, and I'm like, yep, that's pretty good. So now I would be back here, and all I do is I feel just the flow of the stroke here, and I just think tick tock or 1 2, and I'm usually the tick and the tock are here at the backstroke completion and impact, right?
Yeah, it's interesting you face this way.
Yeah, so I'm looking down the line of the ball.
Most people are like away from the line this way.
Yes. So
you're in an extension of the line.
Yes. So I'm looking down the line, because again, this is just me. I don't want to spend a lot of time over this ball. This is the part, when I walk into this ball, I want to be athletic and go. Right? So this is my time to still be assessing and get a feel for what I want to do. So I'm looking, and while I'm looking here thinking, I just think tick tock, and I might see the last third of the roll going in, right? I might see the ball falling in there. So I'm fully occupied. So instead of don't push it, don't pull it, don't miss it, I've got plenty in there to give me a good chance to roll it where I want to. Right? So I'm back here and I'm just tick tock, 1 2, 1 2. I've seen it roll in. Now what I do is that you've got to control your eyes a little bit. I look at the ball, but I have my awareness and my mind on the hole. So I've got a line on here with the brand name. So I just look at the ball, I walk in, I line up to that, and I go tick tock, 1 2, bang, right? And so I've hit it just a hair too hard. Or sorry, hair too high. But it's gone, and I've been athletic. I've been reacting to the target. I haven't been like, is this right? I've got a lot of trust in what I've done.
One thing I love that you did that Mike and I have been talking about is that you went tick, tock, 1, 2, bang. Like
Yes.
your forward press is also in tempo to your swing.
Tick, tock, 1, 2, bang. Yeah, so if you look at some of the stuff that Faxon does, he talks a lot about constant motion, and I'm definitely on that.
Never want to be frozen.
Definitely on that page more. He does it through shuffling his feet or just dabbing the putter up and down. But so if you see the time that I'm over the ball, there is constant motion.
Okay.
Whether it's, I'm using my eyes as a trigger, not as a judgment. So I'm not using my eyes and going, oh, that's too high.
Yeah.
I'm trusting that I've lined it up correctly. I roll my eyes down the line and I roll it down that line, and the ball's gone.
So whatever you've done, it's like you're on autopilot from 1, 2,
Correct.
tick, tock.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome.
Now, what I would say to most people that, most amateurs and things like that, at the very least, this is a great drill. This frees you up.
Yeah.
And if you get out there and you find, hey, the putts aren't going in today, then stop caring so much and go more towards this world, which is look out there, hit it somewhere out to the right, and trust that your instincts are going to let it fall towards a target, right?
Yeah.
Because your odds from here anyway are pretty low, most people, right?
Yeah.
So the job is just to roll a good putt. And sometimes that takes getting out of your own way.
So if we're doing this at home, and like you said, like use it just as a drill, what we would do would just be like follow your process as far as.
Yeah, so you could, so you
I'm
just
gonna try that too.
Yeah, so go line it up where you think it. And one of the ways to read it is you can sort of say to yourself, you can do a process elimination. You can say, if I start this at right edge, what's going to happen?
It's going to fall.
Exactly.
That way.
If I start at 4 feet out, what's going to happen?
It's going to come back, but not as much.
Right.
Not enough.
So we're coming in. You keep doing that, and you
the
go.
correct answer is somewhere between here and there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere between my ball and outside that ball, wherever you're comfortable. That's the key, because you might think I'm just going to dive down there, be defensive, or right. So you point it there. Stand over it and see that you're happy you pointed it there, and that feels to your eye that that's high enough or not high enough.
Yeah, it looks a little low.
Yep.
That's better. I like that.
Right. So you're comfortable with that? So now you walk back there and you take a couple of strokes and you just think about the rhythm, the tempo of the stroke. That's good. 1, 2, 1, 2. You look at the ball and walk in, line up to the line you've put down there, look up at the target, 1, 2, 1, 2, and go. Now, stop, come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I walked inside it.
No, you've walked in to take practice strokes.
I did. Yeah.
I want you to be, don't worry about that.
All right, so this
This is a drill, right? This is a freedom drill, all right? Just look at the ball, walk in, line up and hit it. Roll it down that. All right,
Right on
there
the
you
ball
go.
now.
That's it. That's it. Up, back, go. Nice. Good stroke.
Yeah, I work at it.
Yeah, good stroke.
All right.
Yeah, so that's free.
Okay.
Huge thanks to Greg for coming out. We have a lot more with Greg on the greens. Sharing his putting knowledge is really exciting for me because I love putting more than anything. But we also spent a lot of time with Greg on the swing catalyst machine at the Be Better Golf School, where he was trying to break his all-time best record. So his all-time best ever was 120, and spoiler, that he got to 121. So it was really exciting to see that. We're also going to see, we're going to watch Greg before the next Be Better Golf School on May 15th and 16th with Dr. Kwon. We've been invited out to TPC Craig Ranch Byron Nelson Championship near the Dallas area, and Greg is going to be playing in it, so that's really going to be exciting to see. And then afterwards, Dr. Kwon and the students and I are going to be going up to the Winstar Resort and working on Monday and Tuesday to build a more efficient pattern and use the ground a lot better, which is really, I think, the best place to mine for more distance and consistency. So go to bebettergolf.net/school to see information about that. And I also put a calendar on there so you can see the other events that we have coming up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.